Good morning. My name is Matome Renny Masetsola. I am the uh, Taiwan English Teacher Program teacher that has come to teach our children here in Taiwan. Today we have a wonderful class here. I have an observer in the class who will be watching over everything that's going to be happening, and her name is Carol Mabunda. And we also have an assistant or co-teacher who's going to be assisting us as we do this work of teaching. Our class level is an intermediate, and then we are in room 2. And then the students that are expected in the class are about 20. So we have got a large number of students. And then the learning area is English language L2 or the literacy. And then we're going to spend a bit of slides to teach the children about this wonderful lesson of today. And then the age of today in the class is 18, 13, and 14. And then our context or the topic of the day, we're going to teach about action verbs. That's what we're going to teach about. It's part of the vocabulary of English language. The objective is to teach students to be able to define and identify different types of verbs. They will learn to demonstrate correct usage of different verbs, including past and present tense verbs, helping verbs, and also the other verbs. So we continue teaching here. Connection to achievement goal is that my objective is that my learners can use a wide range of verbs at the end of the lesson of today. And then our assessment mode is going to be by means of student talking time. We're going to be checking how the students are participating, checking their worksheets to identify their action verbs, attached worksheets, their assignment and homework. And at the end of the day, they will also have a test going forward. In our opening today, as we talk about the action verbs, we relate to previous learning word or phrase that describe action. One syllable verb conjugate, and then list different forms of a verb that shows a number. Exploring action and saying verb is in narrative text to show how they give information about what characters do and say. You see, we talk about the character and what they do and also what they say. Learning how time is represented through the tense of a verb and other structural, language, and visual features. Acquiring new vocabulary in the curriculum areas through listening, reading, viewing, and discussion, and using this vocabulary in specific ways such as describing people, places, things, and process. Identifying roles and collaborative patterns in students' own groups. We continue to learn. I wanted us to check something here. A good example is I will talk about John study for a test, and all learners are studying for a test in the University of South Africa. Here we talk about two things that I want to show you, but let's talk about the subjects first. Our subjects here in the first sentence, we talk about John and also talk about learners. The learners in university, they are our subject, and also John is our subject. So when he says that John study for a test, we are talking about John as a subject, and then study is our verb. So it's so simple like this, an action verb. So you understand that there is a certain action that John is participating on, and that's what this is about. As we learn about vocabulary, we have to understand grammar. Grammar have got about 9? I'll show you something about a grammar. It has got about there are 9 words classes in grammar. We have got the one we are talking about, which is the verb. We have got also the nouns, the adjectives, the adverbs, the injections, conjunctions, determiners, prepositions, and also pronouns. So all of them, they form part of our language classes, word classes. So as we continue to talk about the verbs, I want you to understand very well that a verb are conjugated. To conjugate is to listen to the different forms of verbs that show a number, person, tense, etc. For example, if I say I eat or he eats, we talk about the subject and also talk about the action verb, which is the verb in that part. So by so doing, they can be translative or transitive. In other words, talking a direct object, He throws the ball. Note that a different object is the person or thing that receives the action of a verb. So that's how verbs are about. Verbs are about an action that is taking place in a particular situation. So we continue learning about that. Okay, let's look at something here. 18, 19, 20, 21. So we are done for our subject of today. God bless you.